In today's video, we're going to discuss the reality of the cost of living in the Philippines. Stay tuned. So let's talk about the major living expenses that we all face and have to deal with, okay?
Yeah.
There's the three major ones and lots of little ones. So the three are housing, that's for your...
The biggest.
It's, well, not necessarily, I don't think it's the biggest actually. Not for us, it's not. Maybe in America it is. It probably is. In America, I bet rent is the big, or mortgage or whatever they're paying for their housing is probably the biggest expense. But actually for us, it's the second biggest expense.
Right.
The biggest, well, we'll get to that in a minute. So let's talk about housing for a minute, because we got housing, we got the rental, you know, we'll just talk rents today. And then there's the utilities. You've got the gas, the electric, your water. I guess in our case, we've got internet too. So we live in a town called Bacolod.
Yeah.
Bacolod, you say it.
Bacolod.
Yeah. And would you describe Bacolod as a medium-sized city?
Yeah.
Average kind
Compared to the Migueli, it's more bigger.
It's much bigger than Dumaguete, much smaller than Manila. Similar to Iloilo in size.
Yeah, I think so. Smaller than Cebu, I would
Yeah,
say.
much smaller than Cebu. Yeah, not even close. So we'll give you, as we do this kind of what to expect to pay in the Philippines, we'll base it on a medium-sized city like where we live.
Right.
Okay, but just keep in mind as we discuss costs, if you live in a nice area in Manila or Cebu, it's going to be a lot more money for rents, for instance, right? Okay, so we're a family of four.
Yeah.
Got my wife and we've got two daughters. So we can't get away with just renting a studio apartment or a one-bedroom apartment. We have to have a house. Plus we have a helper.
Yeah.
So minimum 3-bedroom house. And some people that are watching, you may be thinking of coming here and you're just single. That's fine. You can get an apartment, and we'll go over those costs a bit too. So let's start for us. So we rent a 3-bedroom house. Well, the new one's going to be.
Yeah.
I guess the one we're in now is 3-bedroom too, I guess. Although we have a little maid's room, which is really like a closet. It's very tiny.
It's very tiny. But I would say it's, I would consider just 3-bedroom house.
And we're in a nice area just outside of Bacolod, which is called Talisay. And we live in a very nice upmarket subdivision, good security,
Right.
just a nice neighborhood.
Very nice.
Yeah, and we're paying 50,000 pesos for rent, which, and we know because we recently were looking all over Bacolod trying to find a new place to live, right?
Yeah.
And what did we find for around 50,000?
Oh, terrible. Like, I don't even understand how people can justify to charge that much money for the look of the house, the quality. Some are really old and lots of damage, and I can't believe they will charge 50,000 for it.
Right, so the point is 50,000 is not an inflated number. In fact, what we're getting, we think it's pretty reasonable. So, and in dollars, it's around $840, depending on the exchange rate. So we've got $840 on our house. Average utilities, right, with gas, electric, and water, just round figures, they total about $200 a month. So our housing costs are around $1,040 a month, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the next biggest cost, or maybe in our case the biggest cost, is food.
Yeah.
Food, because we have our monthly groceries.
Yeah.
And we have going out, you know, like right now, even counting going out for coffees and stuff. So now we've averaged this out, and right now our grocery bill in US dollar is around $700 a month.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Because this one,
it is because
you're the biggest expense.
Well, okay, and let's explain. I'm going to explain that in a minute because it's important. And then the eating out, I've averaged about $375 a month we're spending on average. That's including going out for dinners, lunches, a coffee here and there, and honestly, we've cut that down a lot anyway since what we used to do.
Yeah.
So I want you to think about this. If you're thinking about coming to the Philippines to live, retire, whatever your plan is, you got to ask yourself, are you coming to the Philippines just to escape the high prices of the West and you want to come over here and live like a Filipina? Or do you actually want to leave your country and the high cost there because you think that you can live a better life over here than you can back at home and still live the kind of Western style life?
Yeah.
Because this is where people get the budget videos wrong. They don't really differentiate between the two. There are foreigners we know that are happy to live like a Filipino.
Yeah, there are some.
We know some that actually want to go out and live in the province and just be away from everything.
Right.
Don't you know any of them?
Yeah, I know some people.
Right, and they're happy to do so, and they're happy to live in a, I guess it's more like a wooden shack. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just they're not like okay, province houses are. How would you describe them?
Stick house or just simple house. Some people are okay with that, especially those people that are, maybe used to it. They don't need comfort. Like people that work in the army, like the army as an army. Yeah. They're used to camping, whatever. But I know for sure that there more foreigners want to live comfortable. I didn't. Yeah, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, no, and that's the case. I mean, I'll use me as an example. I'm not ashamed to say that. I've had comforts all my life. I grew up in England, moved to America. I've always lived comfortably.
Yeah.
And ever since you've known me, I've never wanted to give up the Western style of living for me, right? Because I like to go out for Starbucks coffee, and I like to go out to dinner now and then.
Right.
And when we go grocery shopping, and this is why it's so expensive, is we shop for the same kind of things that I would get in US.
Yeah.
And you've adjusted to cooking for me more Western style, right?
Yeah, so I would say mostly because Gary is high maintenance when it comes to food. Like he has to have vegetables, protein, meat, or like chicken breast or beef, whatever, and then it has to have with like rice or mashed potato, and every meal you wanna do.
The point being is, when you shop at the grocery store out here and get the same kind of products that you would get when you're back in a Western country, the cost is not much different. In fact, I've been doing research on this because the area we're moving to. In fact, I was using as an example Sam's Club because there's a big store there that sells a lot of things we'll need, and just something simple like chicken breasts. From what you pay over here in the supermarket to what we would pay there, it's almost the same price.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of other stuff I've seen that actually costs more here than it does in US.
Yeah.
Especially when you go shopping at S&R, which is like a Costco in America. You're not paying a lot less than US, sometimes more.
Yeah.
So bottom line is, your grocery shopping, if you shop like a Westerner, is going to be comparable to what you're paying now. Now, of course, and you can talk more about this, if they want to come over here and they want to adjust their living style completely and live like a Filipina, talk about what kind of grocery stores they can go to, what kind of foods they can buy.
Yeah, instead of going to Metro, like in a shopping mall grocery store, you have to maybe pick somewhere else that is cheaper, like wet market, for example, right?
Yeah.
But I would say generally, for most foreigners, do you want to have a life like you have? Do you want to still have a quality, like a Western style, like quality food, nice house, right?
Yeah.
Generally, except those foreigners that maybe want to live cheaper, but it's gonna be a big adjustment.
This is my whole thinking, and everyone's different. I get that, but I always felt like by living in the Philippines, I can live a much higher standard of life, than I could in America. Like the type of house we rent, for instance. I know I couldn't get that in America. So I want the better lifestyle here. If you're going to be poor, I think I'd rather be poor in America than be poor in the Philippines.
Well, yeah, there's more opportunity for you to make money, like for
and
example.
Of course there is. Yeah, exactly. So our food and groceries, we're looking at $1,075 a month. So that's a little bit more than our housing costs, as I said. You know? And then the third biggest expense is transportation. Now we have a car. You may come out here and not need a car, so you can save money there.
Yeah, that's probably something that you can save when it comes to transportation. If you're here in the Philippines, you can ride a jeepney, bus. It's cheaper. But in America, you have to have your own
You pretty much
car.
have to have a car, and
Exactly.
well, for me, I feel the same here. First of all, I can't stand riding in jeepneys.
Yeah, but for
And we
other
gotta-
fair corner want to save money, there
Yeah,
is a choice.
look, if they're single, I agree
Oh,
they can
yeah.
do that. But if you've got a family,
Yeah.
you can't be jumping in jeepneys
No,
and
with
try. And then,
tricycle.
and apart from that, how would you get to those from our house? You'd have to walk like a mile or two. So
Inconvenient.
it would be totally. So we kind of do need a car. But I get if a foreigner comes out here and they want to live downtown in an apartment
Yeah.
on their own. Yeah, sure, you can get away with the high transportation costs.
Right.
And I say because most people that have a car payment. So in the budget, because again, I'm talking about those that want to come out here and live a comfortable life and have a car and things like that, you're probably going to end up getting a loan. Unless you've got lots of money, you can buy the car for cash. But okay, most people in America have a car loan. Okay, and I've allowed, because we were paying $350 a month for a car.
Right.
That was the car payment on our loan. So I think that's a fair number to put in our budget here. And then I spend about $25 a month on insurance and about $150 a month on gas for the car. So my transportation costs, there you go, that's $525. Okay, so those are the three major costs. Let's not forget other things that will come up, which you've got to take into account. There's travel. People that come to the Philippines often, want to be able to go to different islands, check out different parts of the Philippines.
Right.
Of course, you could save money if you want to just come here and stay in one place.
Right.
You could do that. But most people want to travel, so you've got to allow money for that. Then there's medical. Right? Now, most foreigners do not have health insurance over here that cover them for private hospitals.
Yeah.
Maybe those in the military and stuff, I
Yeah.
think some of them do, but
I agree.
most people like me, there isn't a way for me to get
Right.
full coverage at a decent price
Right.
on medical coverage here. So there's always the Phil Health, but Phil Health is,
It's only covered for me and my kids.
but
not
but a foreigner can get it. Remember we had acquired that time?
yeah, but still expensive.
Yeah, but it was about 17,000, 18,000 a year, I think, pesos.
Yeah,
but it's only for public
hospital,
hospitals. And if you go private, they'll pay a portion of it, but
5 to 10%.
no, I think it's more than that, but
Yeah.
up to 20, I think, percent. But still, it's if you're paying 80% of a hospital bill, that can still be a lot of money. So you got to keep that into account. All right, and if you have kids, you've got to think about their education and schooling. Our average school cost, if you average it over a year, is about $200 a month for both kids. So that's another $200 a month cost. And then of course there's the child care. We got a helper that helps watch the kids and also helps them with their homeschool. So that's almost another $200 a month we're paying. So all in all, when I add up these basic costs, we are just over $3,000 US a month, 3,040 to be exact. And again, that's not including medical, travel, special events. And I see special events like birthdays, Christmas, celebrations where you want to go somewhere, maybe for an anniversary or you want to buy gifts. There's always expenses, right? And then there's clothes and things that you need occasionally you want to buy. So there's all those expenses to add on top of that. So the real cost of living for a family of four out here, based on, and I think we're pretty normal people. We're not living extravagant, that's for sure.
Yeah, we live comfortable.
Yeah, just a comfortable life. It's a minimum 3,000, but there's going to be other expenses.
Right.
And realistically, when you add travel, clothes, special events where you're buying stuff, if you average that over a year, you're probably getting up to almost another $1,000 a month average.
Right.
And medical and all that. It really ups the numbers. Let's say half that. Let's say it's only $500 a month extra. It still puts your total monthly cost of living here in the Philippines at $3,500. Living a Western style.
Western style in the Philippines.
Exactly. Now, if you wanted to go the Philippine style route, and I think you guys understand what we mean by that.
Yeah.
Do you think they understand? And I could probably cut the costs in half immediately.
Yeah, you can adjust to it.
Yeah, I could. I mean, I could get a house that's half the rent we do, but it wouldn't be very comfortable.
Yeah, we've seen houses
I know.
for
We would not be happy.
25,000 pesos.
We would not be happy.
Yeah.
And so if we had to, we could definitely live under $2,000 a month. I mean, probably 1,700 or so, somewhere around that. But it would not be comfortable,
No.
and I just wouldn't see the point in living here in the Philippines and having to live like that.
It would not be considered as Western lifestyle. It would be like similar to Philippine lifestyle, I would say.
So, all these people that make comments like it's going to cost you 3 times the amount to live in America and all
Right.
that, well, based on my numbers here, that would be over $10,000 a month. I mean, living, you know, sure, maybe you live in some of the really big cities, it could get up there for that, but
Yeah.
the kind of place where we want to live, where rents for a 2-bedroom apartment are definitely less than $1,800 a month if I want to go on the upside for something nice. That's the biggest difference.
Right.
So you add another 1,000 onto my 3,500, that'd be 4,500 a month. So I believe I could survive on $4,500 a month, and of course that would be the base minimum. I know it was almost poverty level, but we could survive on that.
Yeah, and just keep in mind, we're not gonna be like eating every other day.
No,
like we
exactly.
have to spend more time cooking at home, and you know, you can always adjust, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope the point in this video is not really to compare US to Philippines. It's to give those that are thinking about coming here, or maybe those that are living here, to make them think about the cost of things
It's
more.
not as cheap as you think.
It's not as cheap as you
It's not as cheap as what other vlogger make it. There
You
is
know,
some.
Because and I don't want to, I've said it, I hate repeating myself, but it's the decision if you're going to live like a Filipino or you want to live like a Western style.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, and if you can live like a Philippine, you know, that would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great.
You
know?
you could definitely live cheap, and if
Yeah.
you're happy to do that, that's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, some videos from other vlogs you said can be misleading because they'll give you a cost of living which seems to fit everyone.
Exactly, and they will say that
One-
you can live like a king for $100,000. There's even $500. They said you can live like a king. Oh, that's hilarious. Like, yeah, but anyway, it's you cannot apply that to all foreigners because everyone is different. But generally, foreigners, if you want to have a comfortable life,
More foreigners than not do.
Yeah.
Way more do. I've not done studies, so I can't give you a percentage, but
Yeah.
way more than not. I rarely come across someone that just, you know, hey, I want to go live in the province and live off the land. And
Yeah, we met a lot of foreigners, you know, and we've heard their perspective about this. Also, like, what's that called? Lifestyle, living in the Philippines. And I would consider generally like they want to have a Western style life in the Philippines.
yeah. Okay, and let me finish by giving this example. I actually meant to do this earlier, but I forgot, so let me do it now. If you want to eat out here and eat out like you do in America, okay, it's not much cheaper. And I'll give you a good example. We're sitting here at Ayala Mall today, and there's plenty of Western style restaurants around here. In fact,
Right.
there's one up there called Fridays, TGI Fridays, which you're all familiar with. And if you look at the menu, you can go and Google it online and see what their meals cost. You'd be surprised how it's almost the same as what you're paying in America.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little less, but then you've got to look at the portions they serve.
Exactly.
It's totally different. In fact, you remember when we went to Denny's, another American restaurant, and when it opened over here, we went and had the breakfast.
Yeah.
Now, I know Denny's. I used to go there for breakfast many times when I lived in America. And you order like a Grand Slam breakfast, and it's pretty decent size, you know. Over here, I ordered the Grand Slam breakfast. Remember, they brought it over, and I'm like, it's a great big plate, and everything was spread out like it was one egg, I think it was.
Yeah.
One little tiny, I know what it was. One sausage. Remember the sausage? It was It was.
We're making fun of it. It was so Philippine.
It was embarrassing.
I was just kidding.
It was embarrassing. It's like and this Grand Slam breakfast cost equivalent to about $11, including coffee. It was between $10 and $11, and the amount of food you got on the plate was less than half what you'd get in America.
Philippine size, Philippine style.
It was totally Philippine style. I mean, you know,
It's
so
smaller.
totally. So you know. Anyway, I hope you get the point. If you want to go to nice restaurants out here, it's you're still paying high prices.
You're still paying like for a portion, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for Philippines, we don't mind because we're smaller. You know, for foreigner, they'll be surprised with the portion here. It's definitely smaller compared to foreigners, right? What?
I didn't say it.
What? I'm not thinking that. Oh, you're
yeah, but then what do you laugh for?
What? Because I just realized you're thinking the same.
That's the way you said it.
Things.
It was funny the way you said it.
I wasn't talking about that, but anyway.
It was kind of funny.
If you wanna eat cheaper, you could go to like street food, whatever.
Exactly. So
Yeah, there's option. At least there is option.
yeah. So anyway, we'll leave it here with this video, and I hope that if anything you got out of this video is you understand that the reality of living a good lifestyle out here is not as cheap as some of you constantly comment on or make out.
Yeah.
So hopefully this has been helpful and a bit of an education, and wish you luck if you are coming out here, and we'll be back soon. Sorry I talked a lot more on this video, but then I'm the budget man, so
Yeah, he does all that, so he knows better than me.
well,
You know more than I do.
I'm slightly better with the budgets than you.
Yeah.
But when it comes to baking, honey, I can bake anything. So,
So,
all right, thank you guys.
thank you for watching.
We will see you soon.
Yeah.
God
Bye.
bless.
God bless.